Rush Duel is a fast-paced spin-off game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Where you can summon as many monsters as you want and draw up to 5 cards each turn. In this series, me and the TheDrAlex progress through each Rush Duel product release and build decks with whatever cards were available at that time. We have been drafting characters from the Yu-Gi-Oh! 7's anime and have exclusive access to those characters' boss monsters, and will continue to draft characters from the Yu-Gi-Oh! Go Rush series. Join us as we continue to battle it out in this series, Rush Duel Character Draft. The Yu-Gi-Oh! Go Rush strongest battle decks were released August 6th, 2022. Each of the 5 decks are associated with a Go Rush anime character. Join and Explode, Join and Intensify is a machine-type deck used by Yuhi. This deck contains one new boss monster in Join Tech Toceratops, a 1900 attack, 2500 defense Earth machine monster that while in attack position can toss a coin. If heads, it gains 1500 attack for the turn, and the opponent cannot activate trap cards when it declares an attack. If tails, it changes to defense position. Come Forth, High-Tech Dragon is a dragon-type deck used by Uamu. This deck contains one new boss monster in Red Boot Boost Dragon, a 2400 attack Dark Dragon monster that can shuffle up to 7 dragons from grave to deck to inflict damage and gain attack equal to the number of dragons shuffled times 100. Since I drafted Yuhi, I'll be using the machines, and since Alex drafted Uamu, he'll be on the dragons. So this is the deck we're bringing to today's game. This is Join and Explode, Join and Intensify, the Yuhi strongest battle deck. So this deck is a machine deck. We are no strangers to machines, we're quite comfortable with them, but this deck does have some cards missing to really make the machine deck feel really, really complete. So we go by the card. We have Ultimate Flag Mech Tough Striker, 2500 vanilla, decent, 1500 vanilla in Ground Attacker Bugroth, and another 1500 vanilla in Joint Tech Ace. We have a 1400 vanilla in Carpendra. Nothing really to say about this, it looks kind of cool. We're on 3 copies of Shield Boring Kong, can destroy face-down defense monsters and gain 1000 attack, could be relevant. We're on 3 copies of a new boss monster, Join Tech Toceratops. So while this card is in attack position, you can toss a coin. If the result's heads, this turn it gains 1500 attack, putting it up to 3400, and your opponent cannot activate trap cards when it declares an attack, so pretty decent, can get around battle traps. If the result's tails, however, you change it to defense position, so it does have a big but. 2500 is decent. But if we want to go in for a big swing, I'm not feeling too confident in this card, because if it just changes to defense, that can completely change how our turn was going to go, so iffy, we'll have to test it out and see. Hawk Trooper. If you have no other monsters on your field and your opponent has 2 or less spell trap cards on their field, inflict damage to your opponent equal to the number of spell trap cards on their field times 300. So this caps out at 600, which is kind of weak, but I guess 600 is better than a lot of the other burn effects we have access to. But it's a 1400 body, so it's decent enough. Next up, we are on 3 copies of Pantula. You normal summon this card this turn, your opponent has 2 or more spells/traps on the field. We can add a level 4 machine type normal monster from our graveyard to our hand. I think this is actually pretty good. As long as Alex has 2 or more spell traps, we can just bring back one of our other level 4 normal monsters and then use it as a tribute for one of our bigger monsters, so quite happy with that. 3 copies of Craft the Drone, just generically good card, filtering, draw power, good to see it. And then 3 copies of Stud Hedgepeg. So for the cost of nothing, we can send the top card of our deck to the graveyard. Then if you sent a monster to the graveyard by this effect, you can make one face-up monster on the opponent's field lose 500 attack. So it's likely we'll hit monsters, and reducing them by 500 should be enough to get us to attack over them, especially since some of our monsters are kind of weak, such as our Joint Tech Toceratops, or primarily Shield Boring Kong. This will let Shield Boring Kong be able to attack over 2500 attackers, so we'll see how that goes. We have 3 copies of Iron Onslaught, our spell trap destruction, 3 copies of Block Attack, very powerful, change monster to defense, attack over it, very happy to see this. Same with Battle Demotion, when an opponent's monster declares an attack on your face-up machine monster, pay 600 life points, change 1 attack position monster on the opponent's field to defense position, really happy with this. And then a new combat trick, Thunder Spark. When an opponent's monster declares an attack while you have a machine or thunder type monster in your graveyard, the attacking monster loses 500. So it's very simple, doesn't change anything, doesn't mill us, doesn't put any cards from our graveyard back, just has to check that there is a machine in the graveyard, and 500 is a decent amount for a combat trick. So in the side deck, we have 3 copies of Printing Presser. This card can just attack over 2500s if we need it to. We have 3 copies of Shining Black Corporate King Arctalk the Corrupt. This card will probably only come in if we feel like we need 2400 on the crackback. We have 2 copies of Fork Hawk. This card lets us change face down defense position monsters to attack position. I don't know if we're going to need this, only really if Alex is spamming defense monsters. Then we have Triangle Reborn. When your opponent normal summons a monster where you have 3 more monsters of the same type in your graveyard, so machines, Shuffle 3 monsters with the same type from your graveyard into your deck. Then if you have no attack position monsters in your field, you can special summon a level 7 or lower monster from your graveyard to your field face up. This might come in. I'm not sure about this card, but it might end up being good. We have 3 copies of Reporting from the Scene. This is in case Alex tries to blow us out. We can use this to protect our life points. And then Cross or Deathmatch. If Alex is on a normal monster strategy for whatever reason, we can use this to destroy normal monsters. So that's the deck. I'm not feeling super confident just because we are lacking Jointech Rex and we are lacking Mirror Innovator, which are the 2 main boss monsters for the machine archetype. I understand why they're not in here because they just released them in the Yuhi starter deck, but it still makes this deck seem a lot worse by comparison. So let's go in and see if we can't take down Alex and his dragons. So you've had a chance to look through the Nyhmnim deck and you've built your custom version. What's your first impression after looking at it? You feeling confident? You feeling like it might be a good deck?
Yeah, I think it'll be interesting. Although not all the pieces are here, I don't think.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, it's gonna be a problem, right? Like we don't have our boss monsters. I don't have Jointech Rex. You don't have Bluetooth. We'll have to rely on our secondary boss monsters to do a lot of the heavy lifting. But yeah, my deck is, I feel like the spell trap quality is at the very least better than the last time we got the character decks. Like not the Go Rush starter decks, but when we got like the 7 different characters. Like I was really struggling to find decent spell traps in those decks specifically. And since this feels like the second iteration of that kind of deck, I'm like, well, at least the quality's improved a little bit. Although it would have been nice to see more new cards and less reprints, but what are you gonna do, eh?
Yeah. Weren't very many new cards in this deck.
Yeah. Well, let's hop in and see who is the better of these. I think they're twins, Nyhmnim and Yuhi. If they're not, they're at least brother and sister.
Okay.
Ooh.
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 Ooh. Ooh. What? Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Let's summon the Fire Dragon and our new 1500 at Blizzard.
Okay.
Surf the back row on end.
And wield their tablets when they attack as both swords and shields. Ooh. And is interesting. We will, I think, just start with Craft the Drone. I'm going to activate its effect. Throw away my Shield Boring Kong. We're going to throw down Iron Onslaught. Pop this back row. Ooh, Dragon's Heat Flash. Does it make sense that would be in there? We're then going to normal summon out Pantula. So when I normal summon this card and your opponent has 2 or more spell traps, which you don't, I can add level 4 machine type normal monster from my graveyard to my hand, which I don't have any, so that's fine. But because we're going to tribute for our new boss monster, Jointech Toceratops. As long as the card's in attack position, I can toss a coin. If the result is heads, this turn he gains 1500 attack. Your opponent can't activate trap cards when it declares an attack. If the result is tails, he's changed to defense position.
Okay.
We'll go ahead and flip a coin. We've got the attack boost. Set a back row, go battle. I guess we'll just attack over your new monster and pass to you. This is an interesting card. I'm not sure about it, just because on your turn it goes back to 19, which is a bit shit.
Yes. It's a bit... Normal summon the new boss.
Okay.
Red boost. Set a back row. Put 2 guys in defense.
Okay, okay.
And see if your back row does anything.
Oh. Goodbye, Ceratops. Okay. This is a hand. I will go ahead and normal summon my Cork Trooper, whose effect again requires you to have, well, this one's 2 or less spell traps, so I will activate its effect, which will deal 300 damage. Next up, I can normal summon out my Pantula. Unfortunately, he needs you to have 2 or more, and I also still do not have a normal machine in the grave. But I can tribute to summon out my ultimate flag mech Tough Striker. And I probably should have done this earlier, but we'll activate Iron Onslaught now. Pop the back row, which was RB Draphone. When a face-up dragon type monster in your field is destroyed by an opponent's attack or their card effect, send 2 cards from your deck to the graveyard. Then if you have no monsters on the field, you can special summon a Bluetooth or Red Boot. Oh, that's actually pretty cool. I mean, obviously it would be really good if you didn't have a big field right now, but... Right, we'll go battle. We have to get rid of your Red Boot, as it can just boost over me, and then we'll pass.
I will normal summon the Fire Guardian.
Been a while.
All reliable. We will activate Dragon's Inferno, pop your back row.
Was block attack.
Flip over Phoenix Dragon.
What, are you just playing the Luke start deck? You're going to drop a Dragon Cimo. I just look at all your face-up cards. The top card of your graveyard is Dragon's Inferno. And then you got Phoenix Dragon and Fire Guardian. I'm just like, yep.
Almost
another new boy.
Drake. Red Boot Burst. Red Boot Boost, not Burst. Activate.
I'm just looking at a Red Eyes Black Dragon, mate. Don't we talk about?
Yeah, he is awfully similar, isn't he?
Looks sick though.
Jeez. Deal damage to you equal to the number of dragons they shuffle back in, and he gains attack, so...
You need at least 2 to attack over me.
Yes. Leave the picture in the graveyard.
Six. Ooh. Big number.
Be over 500. And 21 to done.
Well, that hurt. Hope we get something useful. Ooh. Okay. This is actually a little bit awkward. Okay, so I have a way to modulate your attack points, but unfortunately your guys are slightly too big for me to hit meaningful numbers. Which does kind of suck. So I think the play is to summon my new 1500 beta Ground Attacker Bugroth Rush.
Nice.
Then I'm going to normal summon out Joint Tech Ace. We're going to tribute 2 and summon out the Triceratops. We're going to activate its effect. Tails. Okay, so we changed it to defense. But right now you can't go over me. All you need is a tribute summon and you can. What do I wish to do about this? I think I want to play a card in defense, just in case you draw really good out to it and then you can beat me to death. So I'm going to pass on that.
Okay. I will set that to go battle. Yeah, this.
Tech Ace. Okay, this is an interesting hand. We'll start by putting this back to attack, and we'll use the effect again and see what happens. Might decide what we do based on that. Okay, next I'm going to normal summon out Craft the Drone. Go ahead and use its effect. Discard a monster to draw. Then I'll be normal summoning out my Stud Hedgepeg. Using its effect, I can send a top card of my deck to the graveyard, and if it's a monster, which it is, I can reduce one of your monster's attack by a whopping 500. So I guess we're going to make Boost weaker. And we'll tribute 2 and summon out the ultimate flag mech Tough Striker once again. Set a back row, go straight to battle. We will attempt to attack into your Boost Dragon. Then we will get over your Fire Guardian. Pass back to you. Just hoping you don't have another red eyes black boost dragon.
SSD drink.
Your opponent has a monster on the field.
Well,
okay.
Tribute to for Nightbringer Dragon.
Okay, so the top card of your deck to the graveyard, your opponent draws 2 cards and damage to your opponent equals the number of cards in their hand times 100.
Activate the Dragon's Inferno.
Ooh, pretty good one you hit. My Thunder Spark.
Phoenix Dragon. And SSD. Get boot.
The question is, are you going to activate Nightbringer's effect?
Yeah, I can do.
Ow.
And then activate Red Boot Burst. Shuffle.
Six again.
6 back in. Have to beat over the Tough Striker.
Yep.
And then beat over the Triceratops.
And 24. Okay. So you have left yourself with 2 dragons in grave. You can get up to 26. Which is kind of a scary number, not gonna lie. I will normal summon Craft the Drone. I'll activate Craft the Drone effect. Pitch to draw. Then... I will normal summon Stud Hedgepeg, activate his effect. I will then weaken your Red Boot Boost Dragon. Then I'll tribute 2 and summon out my Jointech Triceratops. Now the question becomes, we have to use this effect, right? Right, we'll use this effect. That's not ideal. That's not ideal at all. We'll set and set and then pass the turn.
Okay. Get out that Blizzard.
Okay.
Tribute for a Fire Guardian.
Mm-hmm.
Activate Red Burst. 1, 2. Go to battle. See if we can swing over.
Triceratops.
Greed. And head. Yeah.
Yeah, I had nothing to do with that. I kept getting in a situation where I could weaken your guys by 500 and put them to 19, and then I'm like, but my attack is still 19, so I'd still just trade with them.
Yeah, it's tough, isn't it?
Yeah. Alright, let's go to game 2. Alright, we will go first. I will start by normal summoning everyone's favourite Craft the Drone. Activate its effect. We will pitch our Carpendra. Then we'll summon out a new card that we have, our Grand Attacker Bugger. And then we will tribute 2. Summon out the ultimate flag mech, Tough Striker. Set a back row and pass back to you.
Okay. Well. I'm going to set. 3 in the back row, and end.
Okay. We will draw 3. Then... Alright, I think we're going to do this. I'm going to normal summon Joint Tech Ace. I'm then going to normal summon Craft the Drone, not use its effect. Tribute 2 to summon a second Tough Striker. Go battle. Then I'm just going to start swinging. Ooh, Alpha Burn Drake. That's another thing. It's cute to have a card like this, but realistically, that card is just ass. Like it's in there entirely better. Like,
tribute fodder.
I mean, yeah.
And it's new.
At least we got stuff like App Blizzard though, which is actually, you know, useful. 1500 attacks always good. I'll pass back to you.
Okay.
Excellent.
Yes, I will summon Dual Cortis. Data Burn activates effect.
Ow.
That a monster in defense. And
Okay. I suppose we'll... Let's actually summon this, right? Or normal summon my Carpendra and go straight to battle. I will declare an attack against your dual or Corelpals? Portals. Then I will declare an attack on your Beta Burn. Then we will attack your defense position monster. Okay, so this lets you just send 2. Oh, but I get it, because if you had milled into Red Boot, you would have been able to bring back Red Boot. Let's see. Well then pass.
yeah, fortunately didn't.
At least it gives you the option. At least it's not one of those ones which is like, you just can't use this unless Red Boot's in the graveyard.
Yeah.
But that could really create some clutch moments.
Yes, I will.
Ooh.
A mountain. Summon a Dragarite. Inferno your back row.
It's Thunderspark.
Is that 2 monsters in defense? Beat over the Carpendra.
Okay.
And end.
Now comes the question. How many... I don't need to get super aggressive. And is kind of okay as is. I'm tempted to just go straight to battle here. I think I will just go straight to battle. I will start by just attacking over your Dragarite. Then I will attack over one of your defense monsters and pass back.
Oh man. That. And set. Set the back row and end.
I have like a weird problem right now, which kind of makes me not want to play any more cards. So I think I'm just going to go straight to battle, and then we'll just attack over some of these boys. Ooh, Dragosite, 1400 defender. Then we will pass back to you.
Okay. I can.
You can.
We will summon Dragosite.
Okay.
Tribute 2 for Nightbringer Dragon.
Okay. Oh, now this is a time where activating its effect could actually be perilous, because right now I'm only drawing 1 card each turn. So you would effectively give me 2 extra cards but I would also take a lot more damage.
Also, Applet and a Fire Guardian. We shall not activate Nightbringer Dragon and just beat over one of these 2500s.
Okay. Now, what do I do with this? I have a couple of options available. I will normal summon craft the drone. I'm going to go ahead and activate its effect. We're going to pitch a shield boring Kong to draw a card. Then I'm going to normal summon the mighty ground attacker Bugroth. Then we're going to throw down block attack, change this to defense mode. Then we're going to throw down block attack and change this to defense mode. We'll start by getting rid of this. We have to get rid of this. And we go in for 15. And we pass back.
And what a awesome card to get in your fucking starter deck.
Which one?
Fucking block attack.
Oh, right. I was like, yeah, craft the drone's pretty good. Yeah, block attack's just really good. It's like I was saying at the beginning, I think the spell trap quality in these are just pretty good compared to the last character decks we got.
Okay. SSD drink.
Okay.
Activate its effect. Have to pitch that. Yeah. Oh. These two boys.
Mm-hmm.
Tribute 2 for red boost.
Yep.
Summon a slugger. Tribute 2 for a red boot.
Okay.
Wait, the effect of what?
That's 6 again.
Go to battle. Beat over the tactic. You can do that any turn, so I'll get rid of the crafted drone.
Okay. Don't worry, Grand Attack and Bugroth's going to avenge both of them. Or maybe it won't. Okay, we will normal summon our Stud Hedgepeg. Use its effect. Then we'll weaken one of your boys. Then going to tribute 2. Summon out Shield Boring Kong. Set this. Then I think I'm going to set this. Go to battle. We will attempt to attack over your Booster Dragon and pass back.
Oh, activate Dragon's Inferno. Get rid of your back row.
Was Battle Demotion.
Ooh, got that. And normal summon Beta Burn.
Okay.
Activate its effect. Deal 200 to you. Summon a Phoenix Dragon. Tribute 2 for a Nightbringer. Summon a Phoenix Dragon. Tribute 1 Dual Cortals.
Okay.
Against 400 attack, can't attack directly, can make 2 attacks on monsters, so I can do this.
Yep.
Activate Red Burst. We'll go to battle. Hit the defense.
Was Pantula.
Crash. And then...
Yep, you got it.
Win. Oh.
I think Mountain has ever been such an MVP.
An extra 200 attack, baby.
Well, so it was in that first game. It felt like... So Toceratops is ass, right? That card is so bad. just forcing itself into defense mode is just terrible. And it completely like just stalls out the game. So I was like, it is a bad card. I immediately sided it out. And then it was like, well, okay, you've got kind of 2,400 attackers. So I still had the three 2,500 attackers in the flag mech guy. And then I brought in Arctork, who I didn't actually see any copies of, because he's also a 2,400 attacker. So I was like, okay, we can use this to kind of deal with it.
Yeah.
But because you had Mountain, suddenly all of the numbers were now in your favor, and I couldn't do anything about it. Every time I drew a trap card, you destroyed it. I didn't resolve a single trap card this entire game, and I'm running 6 of them, so it's not like I'm like super light on traps or something.
Oof.
Every time I drew a trap card, you had spell trap destruction to get rid of it. So I just never resolved the trap card. And then I never drew any spell trap destruction of my own to deal with your Mountain. So I was just like, do anything. The deck's not spitting out the cards I need.
Yeah, I got pretty lucky there then, because I'm only running 1 Mountain in the side.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, if you ran into my trap cards, even with Mountain, it's a sizable boost to either change you to defense mode or give you minus 500 attack. So I'm like, well, I'll probably win a trade there. And if you, if you didn't have the Mountain, then I'm, again, kind of favored in these trades. Obviously, red boost can always boost over something and attack it. But on the defense, I can always get over it with anything that isn't Shield Boring Kong. Oh, that was a rough one. Do you want to play game 3 just for fun?
Yeah, sure.
All right, let's make a game 3. Let's see if I can't get a win today. What do I do with this hand? This is a rusty hand, to say the least. Alright, we're going to normal summon Craft the Drone. We will activate its effect, pitching Jointech Ace to draw. Then going to normal summon Craft the Drone. We'll activate its effect, pitching Bugroth to draw. I'll then tribute both to summon Ultimate Flag Mech Tough Striker. Then we're going to set 2 back row. Pass back.
Okay. Phoenix Dragon.
Okay.
Tribute for a Fire Guardian.
Okay.
Beta Burn. Activate as effect.
Sweet 100 damage in.
100 in, yeah. Red Bird. We'll just send them all back into the deck. And see if your back row can stop me.
Oh, you know it can. I have trap cards that weren't destroyed. Alright, what do I do with this? We have Blades. I will normal summon the Pantula. Then I'm going to normal summon a second Pantula. I will tribute both and summon out Arctork the Corrupt.
Oh.
And we'll normal summon out Carpendra. 30 back row, go to battle and hit you for a metric fuck ton. And then we'll be passing back to you. This game went way better. Why couldn't game 2 have been like this?
Yes, I wonder why. Okay. Fire Dragon. Pitcher. Dragon's Inferno. Oh, wait, fuck. Fucked it.
You need to discard a card or something.
No. I needed you to have 5 cards on the field.
Ooh, I don't know what card. Ooh,
Dragon Stockbuster. The weakened all your dudes. Damn it.
Oh. Well, it makes you feel any better. I wouldn't have done anything because I had this.
Yeah.
You'd have had to have hit this with your spell trap destruction. The old 50-50.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we'll just set, go to battle, play the attack, see if you flip over, bring back Red Boot.
Special summon 1 listed monster.
Yeah. Do something red boot burst dragon. I swing over with this, and then I can get in for 14.
Yeah, GG.
Oh, I mean, yeah, GG. I mean, you already 2-0'd me, but at least I got back to the pity game. Bring back the pity game. That's what we get. Oh, yeah. These are. I don't know. I think your deck felt stronger overall. My deck definitely had, like, you know, battle demotion and block attack. Really, really powerful spell traps.
Oh yeah.
But I feel like your deck has the better quality monster. Just red boot, red boot boost dragon. I want to call it burst dragon. Just seems like a decent card. I don't know. I think the thing that holds it back for me from being like top tier is it's only got 2400 attack when it's being attacked. I would have liked this card to have, like, it keeps the attack until the end of my turn.
Yeah, totally.
I feel like we have so many options. Like, even your chemicalized Salamandra, right? It basically has the same effect, in a sense, right? It makes your opponent's monsters weaker, which isn't quite the same thing, but it, you know, makes the difference between your attack and your opponent's attack wider. But it also has 2500, so it's better, like, going first or something when you can just drop it on the board. Because I don't really think you'd want to go first with Red Boot Boost Dragon and, like, slap it down and then pass to your opponent. Because then your opponent, chances are they're going to have a 2500 attacker and just be able to slap over it. So then you need back row to protect it. Like, it gives me kind of Seven's Road Magician vibes, right? Where Seven's Road's a 2100 attacker when being attacked, but when it's attacking, it can get to these, like, massive numbers and be really, really powerful. Yeah, I mean, I've already vented about Tosseratops, but I really don't like that card. At first, I thought it might be decent, right? Because it goes up to 3400 attack, which is huge. And it stops your opponent from using trap cards, which is also pretty cool. But if it changes to defense mode, like in that turn where I summoned it and it changed to defense mode and then I lost the next turn, it basically crippled my entire play. Because I was like, well, now I can't get rid of the thing that can out me. So I don't like coin flipping. I don't like coin flipping in my card games.
Needed a bit more on its effect, didn't it?
Yeah, so if you win the coin toss, yeah, you get to smash something in the face, but then you're 19, which is so low. Like 21, like 21 felt low with Seven's Road, and 19 is even lower, right? Most 1 tribute monsters will be able to deal with that, or at least most 1 tribute monsters people will be playing. Like your Fire Guardian can run over it, and it's a 2 tribute monster. It almost felt like what it should have been was, and again, this probably would have been too broken, so it couldn't have been this. But I would have said, instead of flipping the coin, just give it both effects. At the end, after it attacks, changes to defense mode. But then it's like a 2500 defender, so then that's too broken.
Yeah.
Oh, but yeah, GG, man.
Yeah, GG.